here who has a birthday today? There should be some 300 people, so there could have been one with a birthday. Is there anybody with a birthday yesterday?
In 9 months.
My daughter has a birthday.
Their daughter, that's not good enough. Your boyfriend? Oh, that's close, but not close enough. Anybody have birthday tomorrow? We are not in luck here. Okay. Anybody has birthday the day after tomorrow?
It was 1 week ago. A girl in shopping. I was also like.
Sorry? I think that's close enough. Come here. Come and have your birthday present. And I will sign it and say that I love you.
Thank you very much. And perhaps, don't we have some questions?
Yes, that's fine.
A někdo nějakou otázku?
He has left.
But I have a meeting on the 6th of April.
I can actually tell a little story from yesterday's evening when I met Jana Gehla at the station, and he just entered the Bratislave streets, and he was like, okay, a little bit chaotic, and whoa, this is a crossing for pedestrians, you say. And I said, yes, this is a crossing for pedestrians. And he said, okay, we'll take this down. And then we went through the city, and on every single street, he was like just looking around, and he said, okay, we'll take this down, and this down, and this down. So we'll tidy up this place. That was his.
Yeah, I'll give you my business card. Okay, there must be some questions.
Come on, microphone.
What strategy do you suggest for cities that aren't so flat as Copenhagen? What transport? So, thank you.
Yeah, I know that you have a few hills here. I have just finished working with a city in Australia called Hobart, which also have hills. But 3/4 of the city have no hills. So we have identified all the areas and all the people who live in the areas where it's more or less. And for that part, they will now introduce bicycle infrastructure. Because if those people who live in that end of the city, and there are many students in that city, if they will use bicycle more, it will relieve the traffic a lot. So that's one thing, to say that, okay, it's not all over the city, it's some parts of the city, and then we can treat the different parts differently. And also I should mention that in Norway, in Trondheim, they have escalators for bicyclists. In Luxembourg, they have elevators for bicyclists, so that they go to a special point, then they're taken up in an elevator, then they can go on the top of the mountain. But that's a little bit complicated. But and also I say that some places bicycles are not so smart as a solution, but in many places they are.
Hello, I would like to ask who invited you to Slovakia?
I don't know. But Jan, could you tell how did it come that I'm here?
Well, I was organizing a conference here at Cycle Show on Saturday. It's actually another part of this conference. And I wasn't able to come to Prague to visit your presentation, so I said, okay, if I cannot visit you, then do I send you? So I found an email address and wrote you an email, and you said, okay, I'm coming, and just buy me a ticket from Vienna to Copenhagen back, and that's it.
And then the Danish ambassador stepped in and solved a number of practical problems, and here we are. It's easy.
I have
But
another question.
I've just promised to come back next year.
I would just like to ask if the mayor of Bratislave has come to this process after, or if what's his role in this discussion, or I don't know.
I don't know.
There are people who can answer, actually. I can answer as well, but I think that these people are more.
I invited the mayor together with Jan.
And here's another person who invited the mayor, so he got 2 invitations.
My nie sme s pánom Kašíkom facebookoví priatelia, ale niekedy mu píšem správy cez Facebook. A keďže som vedela, že je dosť zahltený prácou pri organizácii cyklošov, tak som mu napísala správu, že by bolo fajn, keby prišiel, lebo deklaruje, že chce zmeniť Bratislavu, tak aby nebolo viacej bicyklovov. Takže mám pocit, že ja som dala ten impuls a potom to završenie prišlo zo strany ambasády.
The lady down there is very active again. It's lovely, lovely.
I would just like to ask if it's very expensive to hire you as a consultant.
We have something which we call Robin Hood work. That is for India and Africa. And I will also say that okay, I worked with many cities in all parts of the world, and sometimes there is a big work which takes a long time and costs quite something. But also there are smaller pieces of work, 2 weeks, or with, we call it a health check, where you try to find out what is wrong with the patient and what could be the cure for this patient, and then we leave and hope that there will be a doctor local who can take on the treatment. So, of course, because I have all these people who need to have aids and whatever, so we will have to work mostly, we will have to work as a consultancy firm, engineering firm, architecture firm. That's how it is. We don't have, I have resources myself because I'm retired, so I have my pension. So I can go anywhere, cost nothing. But the other guys, they need some for the babies. In my firm, we had 16 babies last year. With 35 people, that's a very high fertility rate.
It's thanks to bicycles, or?
Sorry?
The fertility rate is thanks to bicycles, or?
No, they have to get off the bicycle. That's what I told you. All the important things of life happens when you are not in transportation. If you need, you can speak Slovak, and they will translate. So you don't have to speak English if you have a question.
So
That's my friend. Hello.
So I have a question. I visited Copenhagen myself a few years ago, and I noticed as a pedestrian, because I've been a pedestrian there, And I noticed in the city center that there were kind of too many bicycles, that there were some dangerous situations. So that was my question, has this been ever a problem and has this been discussed? And I see this problem in Brussels as well. So that's my question.
Yeah. I'm acutely aware that there are some bicyclists who think of it as an extreme sport and that the thing is to do 40 kilometers an hour. But generally, that is not much discussed in our part. And the solution is, if there are really many bicyclists, and many of them are children and older people, then the whole pace of bicycling will be 17, 20 kilometers, which is another story than 40 kilometers. When there are few bicycles, they tend to go faster. So I think that the problem could be to have more bicycles. Then you will have slower speed, you pedal rather than rush. No Tour de France.